Welcome back to Blind Item Breakdown. Our first item is about Beyonce and Jay-Z. It reads, this A-list music couple are making nearly 6 figures a day between their surrogate farm and adoption center. But wait, there's more. Despite the millions they have made from show business, they make much more money owning this factory. Now they have a new business, women who don't want to carry babies but still want to make money selling their uteruses. The clients so far are very wealthy Europeans and Russians who are either too old to have babies or have some other fertility problems. Our permanent A-list couples charge 10 times what they do for surrogacy. However, the donor rarely makes more than $500 to $1,000 for the surgery, and there's no follow-up care after they are discharged from the hospital. Now remember, these blind items are alleged. This is giving me very much like overseas, off-seas, like schemes to go and make money, and it sounds like they're exploiting women, which isn't new for Hollywood. Now it's interesting that we're seeing rumors about this couple having a surrogacy farm as headlines like this are released. 100 women kept as slaves on human egg farm in Georgia, and now it looks like there's a new thing. It's not human trafficking but egg trafficking. A horrible human trafficking operation has been exposed after 3 Thai women escaped a human egg farm in Georgia where they were held captive, forcibly injected with hormones, and then had their eggs extracted for black market IVF sales. The victims have been lured through Facebook with a fake surrogate job offer. They are promised 400 to 600,000 baht to carry children for childless couples. However, upon their arrival, they were imprisoned with up to 100 other women and subjected to non-consensual medical procedures. One survivor recounted, they took us to a house where there were 60 to 70 Thai women. There were no surrogacy contracts or parents. Women were injected with hormones, put to sleep, and then their eggs were extracted by a machine every month. Here's a news report that breaks down a little bit of what they could be doing over here on these surrogate farms.
After years of failed IVF treatment, Colin and Bao Pierpoint from Britain are about to be introduced to their 4-day-old baby daughter for the first time.
I don't think I have the words. It's a dream come true. A lifelong dream. I've always wanted to be a mom.
One of a small army of surrogate mothers who live here in a virtual baby factory growing embryos for wealthy Western women.
Surrogacy is meant for those people or for those ladies whose uterus cannot carry a child. If they cannot conceive otherwise, then they will be taken for surrogacy.
The Patels allowed me to film inside the surrogate house, but I was carefully monitored and steered only to certain women. There are more than 50 women who live here for the term of their pregnancies. They're apparently well looked after and receive regular medical checks.
Our next blind item is about Cara Delevingne and Machine Gun Kelly. It reads, this foreign-born A-list model turned mediocre actress has always struggled with her sobriety. Probably not a good idea to be hanging out with the 3-named rapper who also has his issues with drug addiction. We just did a deep dive on Megan Fox on the Let's Get Into It podcast channel, and when I saw that Cara was hanging out with MGK, I was concerned because they both seem like they have a lot of problems. I mean, throwback to the time we saw Cara at the airport having a mental breakdown. This comment reads, you could tell how egotistical he is in the video of them. The way that he is with her but then turns around and ignores her to say hi to some guy. It's exactly like in Megan Fox's book of poetry. Another comment reads, he with Cara sounds like another disaster waiting to happen. What's his appeal anyways? Another person adds, they were together last night or at some party. And then another person replied that it's an interesting pairing, even as friends. And as I mentioned, Cara has had her problems. We've covered it before on the channel, like in this video clip where she's appearing to be a little unhinged. I mean, my heart goes out to her because it seems like she's got a lot of bad influences in her life. Now, you guys have probably heard of DeepSeek, who created AI that rivals ChatGPT's at a fraction of the cost. It's now the #1 app in most app stores. But every conversation you have on their app gets stored in Chinese servers, which means that they are subject to Chinese censorship. If you guys want to check out DeepSeek's power without sending all of your information to Beijing, then let me recommend my sponsor, Venice AI. Venice AI is a generative AI platform that is private and permissionless, and they utilize leading open source source AI models to deliver text, code, and image generation to your web browser. And guess what? There's no downloads. You don't have to go and install anything. Since the people at DeepSeek made their model open source, the folks at Venice AI were able to edit it, keeping it private and remove any bias injection or censorship there. But it's not just China that we need to worry about. Do we really think that our conversations are private with American companies? So I love that Venice AI doesn't spy on you. They're not censoring anything. Messages are encrypted and your conversation stays in your browser. If you want to try Venice AI, you don't even need to create an account. You can go to my link, venice.ai/Sloan, to start chatting. If you want to access a completely private and censorship-less DeepSeek model and other amazing features, go to venice.ai/Sloan and use my code Sloan for 20% off your pro plan. Start using AI the way it should be used, unrestricted, uncensored, and on your own terms. Thank you, Venice AI, for sponsoring this video, and enjoy. And honestly, I feel like Machine Gun Kelly could be doing better right now, especially because his estranged fiance wants nothing to do with him and is giving birth to their child very soon. This article reads, the musician who recently split from pregnant Megan Fox was spotted sharing a box suite with Taylor Swift. TMZ obtained a video of the pals strolling past various suites at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans alongside Cara and her girlfriend of 2 years.
Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. At quarterback for the Eagles, number 7, Kenny Pickett. What do you think of the game? Thank you. Okay, no problem. Sorry. No problem.
Cara and MGK are reportedly good pals. I guess their friendship started back in 2019, and it was because of the thriller called Punk, in which they worked on together. Last week, it was reported that Megan Fox is done for good with Machine Gun Kelly after catching a lot of suspicious text messages on his phone, which, good for you, Megan, call it quits. In December, it was revealed the two stars had split just a few weeks after announcing that they were going to have their first child together. Quote, they don't talk at great lengths, but have exchanged a few texts. An insider added that Megan has cut down communication with MGK to heal. Megan has been taking space apart from him, and it's been beneficial. I mean, honestly, his energy seems so draining. He seems so immature. I'm sure, like, getting a break from being your fiance's babysitter probably sounds nice. Oh, Chappell Roan, isn't the small church singer the one who always tries to get free stuff from people in exchange for her tagging them on social media? It's hard to learn a livable wage that way, Chappell Roan. It seems like people have had enough of Chappell Roan. Like, I appreciate her music, but people are over the attitude. This comment reads, didn't she just win a Grammy? Another comment reads, she's coming off as pretty obnoxious. And Chappell Roan's team has been accused of offering exposure instead of payment, which an Instagram shout out isn't going to pay your bills, Chappell. Chappell is facing backlash after a nail technician called out her team for requesting free nails in exchange for tagging and credit just 2 days before a major tour date. The controversy erupted after Holly Munez, the nail tech, took to Instagram following the 2025 Grammys, where Chappell spoke about the importance of a livable wage. So this nail tech is watching the Grammys. She sees Chappell accept this award and speaks of how it's important to get paid as artists. So she says, I find it ironic that Chappell Roan called for livable wages for artists at the Grammys, but didn't pay for multiple nail sets, giving only 2 days notice to create them. She also called out the fact that Chappell said that like exposure on her page would be enough for payment, but granted, it never did anything for this artist. She didn't make any more money because of it. It's so funny that she uses this picture of someone giving the bird to the camera as a way to express her feelings. But she went even further and decided to share email exchanges from Chappell Roan's team, including a message from Alexandra Smith, who reached out on behalf of Chappell Roan. The email dated May 2024 request press-on nail sets for her headline tour, stating the nails would receive credit and tagging in exchange for the work. Her team said, we were wondering if you would gift any sets for tagging and credit. Last tour was covered by Vogue and Nylon, so we expect press.
But Chappell Roan is such a joke. How are you going to sit here and give a Grammy speech about artists getting paid fair wages and compensating artists fairly for their work, and then your stylist reaches out to a nail tech for a free set of nails for you to wear to the Grammys? Make it make sense, because I don't like that. I think that nails, although are a very important part of the outfit, don't get a lot of publicity. I've never seen a Grammy look and been like, oh my god, the nails, I need to find out who did these nails. And like, how much exposure can a set of nails really get on the red carpet? Best case scenario, I find out who did the nails and I just give them a follow. They probably don't live in the city that I live in. I'll never get my nails done with them. I will simply just observe their work through the internet. So like, what have they gained from that? Nothing.
Now here's an interesting blind item about Britney Spears and Ben Affleck. It reads, I wonder if the singer from number 11 will relate to the story about how it took 30 minutes just to get this actor-director ready for action because they had done so much coke that they were in the bathroom stall and he was super nervous about getting caught, especially so because he was engaged at the time. Now you guys may remember that Britney Spears did call out Ben Affleck on Instagram about a year ago when she deleted a post about Ben claiming that they had made out. This article reads that Britney had removed a post featuring Ben Affleck after suddenly making a shocking claim that she once made out with the actor. In the caption, she wrote, "Cool pic of me and Ben and Diane Warren years ago. He's such an amazing actor." She also added, "Did I fail to mention that I made out with Ben that night? I honestly forgot. Damn, that's crazy." She also wrote, "Wish I could tell you guys the story that happened before that," adding, "Oh dear, I'm just being a gossip girl. P.S. I actually forgot." Now their encounter reportedly took place in 1999, likely before Britney started dating Justin Timberlake. At the time, Ben Affleck was romantically interested in Gwyneth Paltrow, so it seems like maybe there was a moment where these two were single and something did happen. Now I did find a few other old blind items that kind of suggest that there was something more between Ben and Britney, like this one from February 2013, over 10 years ago. Some of the buzz during the Grammy week centered around the former Grammy nominee who is making her way slowly back to the big time. She used to be an A-list, but as noted in this space before, was just devastated by this A-list all-movie actor and has gone through some serious amounts of therapy and is also on medications as she continues to fight through the mental and emotional battle caused by the actor. Wow, by Ben. Everyone says they expect to see her at the awards next year. It also has another note. The actor is an Academy Award winner. They were never a couple, but he would call her when he wanted certain things. Even though she was in a relationship and the actor was too, she would come rushing over. This article from 2018 reads that Ben Affleck's dressing room visit leaves Britney Spears flustered. Rick Dees, reportedly an original in The Star, on D Sleaze today that Britney Spears played strip poker with Ben Affleck and that she lost 6 bands in a row, where she ended up in her bra and panties. They later heard that after everyone else at the party left, Britney stayed the night with Ben. A caller phoned in to tell how Britney showed up at a salon the next day with no makeup, hair undone, and a t-shirt on with no bra. Headlights showing, as the eyewitness attested. Here's another blind item from December 22nd, 2022. This A-list actor-director said that when he hooked up with this, at the time, 18-year-old singer, she told him that she had hooked up with the current heir. Wow. Like royalty? That could have happened only when the singer was not 18 because the actor had sex with her hours after she turned 18. Now, there's an interesting article about Jennifer Lopez, but it brings up Britney Spears. It reads, her marriage to second husband Chris Judd soon crumbled, as did the relationship with Britney, but not before Ben and Britney had one last soiree. A source said it happened when Britney called Ben and invited him over to pizza and videos. Quote, she told some of her pals that he stayed over at her place. But reports claim that Justin, I'm assuming Justin Timberlake, knew nothing of the affair until Britney blurted out the truth during a lover's tip. An insider said that Justin Timberlake had already heard rumors about an affair between Britney and Ben, but he didn't believe them. Quote, at the time he was blinded by love, and when he asked Britney about the rumors, she assured him that they were nothing but rumors. She said, don't worry, I just like his movies. Justin believed Britney. He loved her and he trusted her. He wanted to believe in her. But her shocking confession came during a phone call while they were both on the road. A friend said when Britney spitefully admitted that she had been cheating on him, it broke Justin's heart. He was crushed and so angry that he ended it. I don't really know why she did it. I don't think Justin knows either. Which there's a lot of debate over Britney and Justin's relationship and what ended it, because there are also rumors that, you know, he was cheating. He was the one who was unfaithful. Now, when Britney did reignite these rumors by posting on her Instagram, as she chaotically does, we love her for that, Ben had a telling response to claims that he had made out with Britney. Someone doesn't look too happy about those Ben Affleck and Britney Spears kiss rumors, and it looks like it's Ben himself. He was confronted about the kiss with paparazzis, and his reaction was telling. The paparazzi said, "Good morning, Ben. Is it true what Britney Spears said, that you guys shared a kiss?" And by the misery on his face, you could tell that he did not want to be asked about this.
Buenos días, Ben. ¿Es cierto lo que dice Britney Spears, que vos y ella se dieron un beso?
Now, this next blind item is about Kodak Black and Kanye West. It reads, "The last thing the film company rapper needs is the permanent A-list rapper helping him." I mean, it seems like Kanye West needs help. They both will end up dead. Oh, not the death. Oh, we're jumping steps here. Now, in a world full of billions of people, there's one person that I feel like does not need to offer me any advice or help, and that is Kanye West. Recently, a video of Kodak Black went viral, so Kanye decides to rush to Atlanta to help him out. In a social media post, Kanye declared that he was traveling to Atlanta to help Kodak. The video, which has received a lot of social media attention, shows Kodak sitting in the middle of the road eating chicken from a takeout container, which I feel like he's filming like a photo shoot or a music video. Honestly, when I saw this clip, I wasn't too concerned, so I don't know why Kanye is. But it looks like Kodak was wearing a chain from Kanye's Donda label, and this artwork struck a deep chord with Kanye, who interpreted it as a signal to get in touch and maybe to mentor Kodak. Now, I don't really know what to take away from this clip. Here he is on the ground eating chicken. I mean, he seems like he's just being goofy, but at the same time, it is a little bit bizarre.
Free advertising, man. You over there recording the wrong thing. Take a seat next to him. Take a seat next to him. Enjoy that food. Enjoy that. Take a seat next to him, brother. Oh, hold on, I want to be part of that shit, bro. I want to join that, bro. I want to be on this.
Sounded like what the hell?
I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. Come on, let's go.
In response to that video, Kanye said, "I'm coming to Miami right now. I'm going to go get my brother now. Let's pray for him." Now, seeing Kodak must have really affected Kanye, because he's been tweeting a lot, but he decided to post a video of himself talking about how he's doing all right, even though in this video, he's barely making eye contact. He doesn't make sense to me, and clearly this guy needs more help than anyone else.
I know y'all thinking I'm going through something right now, and I got bags under my eyes and shit, but I just saw a video of Kodak, and I wouldn't want nobody to like do an intervention on me. That's why I want to put this video up, because y'all might think, oh man, yeah, he's really going through right now. Somebody need to go get him. Oh, yo, go take his Twitter and stuff like that. But I'm just telling you calmly that I am in a good space. I'm really in a positive space. It's cathartic. I got my ideas out. That's all that happened. And that was very freeing for me, and it's worth everything. It was worth everything to do that. So let's start there. Now, I've seen this video of my brother Kodak, and I feel a calling. How he's sitting here wearing this chain unless something's saying to go and get my brother. And I thought about it before. I was like, man, I should go down to Miami. Maybe I could be the person that could make a difference.
Twitter is reacting. This person writes, "Kanye West is not well. He's just not. Something is mentally wrong with him." Another comment reads, "Hey, yay, help yourself. Also, with that outrageous appearance last week with your wife." After initially telling his followers he was headed to Miami, he gave the update that he's going to go see Kodak instead, stressing that he intended to change Kodak Black's life. It seems like there are people who are on Kanye's side, people who are concerned for Kodak Black, saying that there are people sticking cameras in his face and belittling him like he's genuinely tweaking out of his mind, and he does need that help. Another person adds, "This is so sad, bro. Drugs are taking him. Kodak really needs people around him who care." Which, shout out to you, Kodak Black, sending you some healing energy. I don't know if Kanye is going to be able to do it, but we're going to send you some prayers. Now that we're talking about Kanye West, this blind item is about him and his wife, BIANCA CENSORI. It reads, speaking of significant others, the one of the permanent A-list rapper has met with a lawyer to learn about options dealing with her husband. I do wonder, can you divorce someone? Like, can you file for divorce because they are an Nazi? I mean, I feel like if my boyfriend told me or my husband told me he was a Nazi, I would want to get out of there. This comment reads, an option is to dump him. He is a deadbeat dad, so that must tell her something, unless she doesn't want children. Another comment reads, I think she has a long-term plan to marry him and then take all of his money. And then another person questioned if they were really in fact married, which from my understanding, they are married, and she also has like that power of attorney. So she might have a long plan here to go and rob him. I mean, her father was part of the mafia. I've got a video coming out about BIANCA CENSORI's family. You guys are going to eat it up. But over the weekend, it seems like a fake Twitter account that was verified as BIANCA CENSORI's wrote a post on Twitter expressing concern for Kanye. The tweet, which was shared by a verified account with over 45,000 followers, claimed to be Bianca. She writes, Lord, lift up my husband to you with love and concern. Soften his heart, guide his words, and fill him with wisdom and kindness. Protect him from trouble and lead him towards understanding and respect for all people. Well, shoot, wouldn't that be nice? Now, a rep did put out a statement that this message does not belong to Bianca, which, wow, Bianca, this could have been like a saving grace moment where we're all like, oh, wow, like she's not like him. But she wanted to make it very clear that that did not come from her, that she is standing by her man's side. And honestly, it seems like Bianca could care less. She's out here partying it up as Kanye's wife. And, you know, his words don't have consequences for her, which is sick because she probably could talk some understanding into him, but maybe she's controlled, maybe she's not controlled, maybe she knows what he's doing, and maybe he has a narrative to push. Social media reacted. He was drafting those tweets. Kanye was just on his phone. Another comment reads, may this type of love never find me. And then another comment reads that Kanye is texting Kim. When it comes to Kim's sources, it sounds like she's trying to stay far away from him, so I doubt that he's texting her. Another comment reads, something is wrong with the both of them. With another comment reading, I feel bad for her. And then finally, Kristen commented, Hollywood is so weird. Before Kanye deleted his Twitter account, he put out a bunch of anti-Semitic messages, misogynistic propaganda, really nasty stuff. The American Jewish Committee actually condemned Kanye's behavior, saying that he continues to purposely use his platform to spew anti-Jewish hatred, which is so scary to me. Like, the times we're living in, like, is society about to change? Is history about to repeat itself? Like, girl, let me pray real quick. Our next blind item is about Camila Cabello and her man, Henry Jr., her rich man. Remember him? This foreign-born illiterate A-list singer wants nothing more than to get her boyfriend to marry her, so she's desperately been trying to get pregnant. His family would force him to marry if she did. Then she could quit music and would also be able to eat again because his family doesn't believe in divorce. She hasn't eaten a proper meal since they started dating because he only likes thin women. That is so cringe to hear. I mean, I guess everyone has their preferences, but have you, ladies out there, have you dated someone before who's made you feel like your body type wasn't enough? I'm sure there's even some men out there as well. This comment reads, this seems like a healthy relationship. What could go wrong? Another comment reads, he could diet himself before judging others. Another comment reads, I did notice she was looking thin again. Another comment reads, how bizarre. Imagine needing a man to eat or to validate yourself. What do these people do with the money they earn while they are successful? Which I totally agree. I love some good fine dining. If I have some extra cash, I'm going to be eating it up. But maybe like Bianca, Camila has the long game in mind. She's trying to get into that billionaire family. Over the past few years, Camila has been linked to fellow singer Shawn Mendes, who she admits she's still very close to. Maybe that's her, like, her gay best friend, you know what I mean? There's not much known about Henry Jr. He comes from a very rich family. He's from Lebanon, but he's based in Dubai, which Dubai just smells like money. I don't even want to go there. I feel like I would just disintegrate. You know what I mean? Like the judgment. They'd be like, wait, you have a Old Navy on? Everyone tried to shade me for my Old Navy statements. I mean, I like Old Navy, okay? Henry Jr. has a very rich family. He's got a fashion designer sister. Since 2016, he's worked at a company called Barron's Reassurance. It sounds like a company his family created for him to run. He's 11 years older than Camila, so maybe that's why he knows exactly what he likes. He likes those skinny, thin women. Where Camila and Henry Jr. had met still remains unclear, but the duo has been hanging out for a while now. We started to see that they were together towards the end of last summer. Camila and Henry were spotted partying together while in Spain. Then in November 2024, Camila and Henry were seen together at a fashion show. Last December, they were spotted together again, traveling around. It looks like they were in Saudi Arabia this time, which sounds lovely, right? Is that nice? I actually don't know. I don't know much about other countries. Saudi Arabia. Is that the one where women are not allowed to drive? Yeah, let's strike that from the record. I don't know enough. Okay, we'll have to go and do our research. And finally, last month we saw they were out together in St. Bart's. In photos published by Page 6 and TMZ, you could see that the two couldn't keep their hands off each other while enjoying the beach and packing on the PDA. I mean, if Camila is happy, then good for her. But also, there is that sentiment of marrying rich, and I don't know if that really is derived from happiness.
He is a total sugar daddy. Not too much older. He's 38. Camila is 27. I believe he is normally based out of Dubai, but he's a billionaire. He probably has a private plane and can live in hotels wherever she's at for as long as he wants, if he wants. Henry Jr. is the heir to the Shalhoub Group. Is that how you pronounce it? The Shalhoub Group is a privately held luxury goods retailer and distributor headquartered in Dubai. It is the largest retail operator in the Middle East, and they have more than 14,000 employees in 14 countries.
Now, this is interesting. It's about Alicia Silverstone and Jim Carrey. Speaking of bad behavior, the Jinx actress is talking again about what the north of the border actor once did to her when she was 18, and it wasn't just the part the world saw. This comment reads, "At this point, Jim Carrey sounds like a nightmare all around." This person replied, "I hear he has a nasty strain of the herb." Another comment reads, "He also tried to kiss Will Smith at the same event that she's referring to. I think he thought it was funny to copy Adrian Brody." Another person added, "Like his reputation, Jim Carrey's funny days are well behind him." And here is an old clip where Jim Carrey is forcing himself upon people.
The award for the best kiss goes to...
Wow, look at this throwback quality. This was filmed on a potato.
Will Smith and Vivica A. Fox for Independence Day.
Not Jim Carrey trying to force his tongue down Will Smith's throat, even though I have a feeling that Will Smith might like it. This comment reads, "I get the feeling that Jim Carrey is a very angry man." And that brings us to what Alicia had gone through, where he had forcibly kissed her while on stage and on television. Jim Carrey has been blasted when footage resurfaced of him forcibly kissing Alicia at an award show. The comedian grabbed the actress and kissed her on the mouth as she accepted an award for the best comedic performance. Social media critics have branded the actor a hypocrite after the star said that Will Smith should be arrested for slapping Chris Rock. Well, yeah, maybe he should be, but also if you're going to go and forcibly kiss a teenager on stage on live TV, maybe you have a cell block for yourself as well. Now, Alicia claims that when Jim Carrey had attacked her on stage, that she was humiliated and that he needed to go and apologize to her for this. Let's take a look at how awkward this clip is, and keep in mind the entire world was watching this.
And the award goes to Jim Carrey, the cable guy.
Oh no, here we go. Oh, so awkward. I mean, she should have just slapped him on the face right there. What a creepazoid. Critics labeled the actor a hypocrite and scum for publicly condemning Will Smith when he's got a past of his own. One person tweeted, "Jim Carrey says Will Smith should have been arrested for hitting Chris Rock. How about when Jim Carrey forcibly kissed Alicia when he was going up on stage to accept an award?" Another person added, "Imagine being Jim Carrey, sickened by a slap while also being the same Jim Carrey who forcibly kissed Alicia Silverstone. Oh, shout out to Alicia. That's like honestly PTSD. I feel like that's Ariana Grande may have wanted what you got, but no one else does. I'm so over this nasty woman, Alison Holker. Keep in mind that she is the widowed wife of Stephen Twitch Boss, who was featured on Ellen's show, Ellen DeGeneres. This item reads, speaking of exes, the reality star host is going to sue the family of her ex because they are speaking to the media, even though they signed an NDA that she forced them into. Imagine if your parent had died, or your cousin or your sibling had died, and their partner is making you sign an NDA to go and attend their funeral. The comment reads, the rumor is that she forced all of his family members and friends to sign NDAs before the funeral. She didn't want anyone talking to the press about Twitch. Then she wrote a book telling all of his secrets. It could have been greed because they were supposedly broke when he died. His family members also weren't allowed to visit the home. Another comment reads, this is Alison Holker, widow of Twitch. She threw him under the bus in the ugliest possible ways in order to sell copies of her memoir because no one would actually buy a book from her. This comment reads, this see you next Tuesday has it coming, and when she finally gets what she deserves, it's gonna be epic. And then finally this comment reads, she is a special kind of awful. Now I think it's really nasty that she is creating these lies about Twitch within her book. You would think as the mother of his children that she would want everyone to rest in peace and not to have these rumors swirling around about her kid's father. They're gonna hear about this in school. An exclusive interview with CBS Morning, it looks like Twitch's mother Kanye and his younger brother Dre spoke for the first time since 2022, so they are violating their NDA. His brother said, I think people deserve the ability to share their story. I get that, but to how it was presented and how it was on the cover of a magazine, there was a public, launch and campaign about it. We shouldn't have to find out about that in the media. We're family. And it would be nice to get a heads up that there's a book coming out. His brother Dre said family members were caught off guard by the recent media headlines and that Alison's memoir includes personal details from Twitch's journal and details about their final days together. A lot of his family members are still very unsettled by his death because he had taken his own life, so they want to go and read this journal that Alison has because they want to fill in the gaps, the missing holes into what could have been going on with Twitch. I just want to feel closer to him because these are his thoughts, his brother said, and it's so unfortunate that Alison would not allow these family members to go and read this journal, and she's totally fine giving it to the world, making it public, but won't allow his own family to read it. Quote, I think those journals will tell you a lot. I think there's a lot of things in those journals that are good and bad, but I also believe there's journals about his personal life, his marital life that are in there. So actually, I would love to know what he wrote about Alison because maybe he had exposed her in his journals, but we're not going to get those segments. Here's a clip of Twitch's family in a recent interview.
Connie says she is still processing Stephen's death and what she says happened next when she flew to California to be with Alison and the children.
The intent was to grieve together, be a family together, because we were a family, we were boss. And we wanted to be there for her. We were, trying to figure out what we were going to do or what she wanted to do in terms of plans. And then I got a phone call saying, we need you guys to sign non-disclosure agreements. And we were like, why? What's going on? What is this for? And she says, well, somebody in the family has sold a story to a magazine. And we were like, what are you talking about? Who did this? And she said, Granddad. And that's Stephen's grandfather. And now, if you know my dad, he is the most respected, the most integrity. Would never do that. We were like, no, that is not true. And that's kind of where it started.
So that's when the friction started, asking for the NDA.
It went downhill from there.
You were asked to sign an NDA to go to the funeral?
It became, if you don't sign, you will not be able to see him and you will not be able to participate.
In an Instagram story posted on January 8th, Alison wrote, I want to be clear that my only intention in writing this book is to share my own story as well as part of my life with Twitch to help other people. Our next blind item is about Cardi B and her estranged man, Offset. It reads, didn't the former A-list rapper Date Roller say that she wasn't sleeping with her ex-husband any longer because he has a girlfriend? Oh, and the other woman who is also about to have a baby? Oh, and the woman that he uses to make money? Apparently, the former A-list rapper is now bragging about sleeping with her ex. That doesn't really sound like a flex, Cardi B. This comment reads, that man is not thinking about Cardi. She needs to move on and reset from Offset. Constantly going back to a man who makes babies he can't afford to take care of is definitely not a flex. Another comment reads, sounds like a soap opera. And then finally, this comment reads, she's not exactly the sharpest knife in the drawer, or she would have never been with him in the first place. Now, I can't tell what's going on between Cardi B and Offset because she was spotted with this man, Stefon Diggs, recently. Cardi B and Stefon Diggs have revived rumors that they are romantically together after being spotted together in New York City. This article reports Cardi and Offset are still going at it as their divorce drama continues. They report, if the extra petty exes aren't beefing online about failed attempts to spin the block, they're airing each other out for moving on. This time, the mom of three is getting her groove back on what looked like a date night, and a certain Migo couldn't let that hurt go without moonwalking onto X to throw some shade. It's unclear whether Cardi and her man Stefon arrived or left together, but they did look cute in this clip. This moment may not have made headlines if it wasn't for DJ Academics accusing Cardi of cheating with Offset with an NFL player while she was still pregnant. Now, Offset did have some remarks about his new girlfriend, writing on Twitter that his new B word is badder, and he also wrote, had you last week, by the way, suggesting that him and Cardi B had linked up last week. You know what I mean? Look at these. Ooh, gosh. They're linking up. But it does seem like Stefon is getting to Offset because someone put together a little TikTok which shows that it seems like Offset is now getting back into the gym trying to compete with his ex's new man. So at least, you know, there's some healthy behaviors coming out of this.
All of a sudden, for some reason, Offset in the gym. And it looked like Stefon Diggs got Offset in the gym lifting 40-pound weights, struggling. That's when you know the with the $96 million contract took your at him shaking his head. He's struggling, bro. Now, I've been hearing some things in the streets about Mr. Stefon Diggs, Cardi B's little NFL boo. Now, I've heard that he is for the streets.
What guy on this team would you least like to date your sister?
Oh, Stefon Diggs. He's just outrageous. Just don't know what to expect every day, so he couldn't date my sister.
Least I like to date my sister, Diggs. 100%.
But nobody want me to date his sister.
I'm a great guy. I'm actually a great guy.
Yeah.
He just don't know me well enough. That's what it is.
Man, I ain't know Stefon was moving like this.
He is the James Harden of the NFL.
Offset don't have a chance.
Our next blind item is about Wendy Williams. It reads, the guardian of the illiterate former talk show host has the fix set in, or a choice of a doctor to keep the talk show host right where she is. Now, we all know how toxic probate court can be, especially what we've seen Amanda Bynes go through, Britney Spears go through, and now Wendy Williams. This comment reads, this whole situation screams legal and medical malpractice, including collusion to defraud and confine. Another comment reads, I want to whoop that lady's butt. Give us back our girl. And they're talking about Sabrina Morrissey, who's the guardian of Wendy Williams. Can you imagine being the guardian of someone and they're constantly publicly speaking about how terrible of a person you are? It does look like Wendy Williams' guardian requests new medical evaluation after the talk show host insists that she doesn't have dementia. I could totally see a world where they drug up Wendy before this evaluation to make her seem like she's not well. Sabrina, who's been in charge of Wendy's care and finances since May 2022, told the courts that she wants to be transparent about Wendy's condition and believes it would be important for Wendy to undergo a new medical evaluation that will involve comprehensive neurological and psychological testing by a specialist in the field, which I get it, but if she's walking, talking, and she's making sense, let the woman go and live her life. Sabrina reportedly informed the judge about Wendy's recent interviews with The Breakfast Club and TMZ, in which she declared that she was not cognitively impaired and that she does not have frontal temporal dementia like her care team claims she does. Wendy doubled down on her stance during another appearance on the show Wednesday, calling these accusations about her health ridiculous. The Guardian made sure to share that Wendy was diagnosed with this dementia and aphasia by doctors at the Weill Cornell Medical Center. She noted that it was Justice Liza, the judge overseeing Wendy's guardianship case, who ruled her incapacitated. So she's trying to shift blame off of herself. It's the entire probate court system. They all work together. Snakes. Sabrina also addressed the lawsuit against A&E over the Lifetime documentary. The Guardian informed the judge of her desire to put a pin in the ongoing legal battle with the network because it doesn't seem like she's going to win, so they might as well just throw out the case. Wendy told Charlemagne the God, I don't want that kind of money. I've worked with Lifetime several times. You know what I'm saying? Enough that I would love to go and do something with Lifetime again. So even after that documentary, she's not mad at them. She said, they're good people to me and I'm a good person to them. And honestly, maybe Lifetime in that documentary will be the network that ultimately gets Wendy out of this situation, because they're the ones who let us in on what was going on. Wendy has recently fired her lawyer in her guardianship battle after the attorney failed to file paperwork that Wendy wanted filed. So thank God she knows that she can go and fire her attorney so that she can go and get someone in there who will actually get the job done.
How do you come down on where Wendy Williams is at right now?
It is, in my estimation, often criminal. It is criminal what happens to many of the up to 2 million Americans who are in guardianship right now. I mean, when your viewers need to realize, when you are guardianized, you're declared an incapacitated ward of the court. All of your civil rights are taken away, like freedom of speech, the ability to hire your own lawyer, to decide where you're going to live. You get no more civil rights. And then the court takes all of your assets, no matter how much or how little you have, and they put those assets in the name of a guardian.
Now that is it for Blind Item Breakdown. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you guys so much for the support. I know I don't have my Blind Item Breakdown hat on. I was looking for it everywhere and I could not find it, but don't worry, I'll have it on next week. And thank you guys so much for all the support on everything. I saw someone recently got engaged while wearing the Blind Item Breakdown hat. I literally shed a tear. Thank you guys so much. I love you all, and I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye guys.